One person has died after a crash on State Highway 25 in the Coromandel. Motorists heading up the east coast of Coromandel for the long weekend are being warned to expect delays. Now, further south, wild weather could cause problems with wind warnings in place for much of the bottom half of the North Island and snow down to 400 metres in the South Island. Ruapani is the Transport Agency's Auckland Operations Manager and she's on the phone now. Kia ora, what can you tell us about the queues and the state of the roads heading up to the Coromandel, Rua?
Kia ora, Lisa. Yes, you're quite right. That unfortunately, that fatality has caused massive delays heading across to the east coast this evening. Unfortunately, the road is closed at Hikuai, and traffic are now having to travel right around the Coromandel Peninsula to get to Tairua and Whirianga, and that's adding about an hour and a half to their journey.
And can you give us any idea how far back the queues are backed up at this stage?
Unfortunately, I couldn't tell you how far back the queues are. All I can confirm, we've got very limited visibility in that area, but what I can tell you is that it's very slow moving. We're down to single lanes in that area. It's a very windy road, and it is going to be a long, slow journey for anyone who really needs to travel tonight.
So what's the advice? If you don't have to, don't go this evening?
Absolutely. If you can delay your journey until tomorrow, that would be best. Police are advising that road is likely to remain closed until 11 p.m. tonight.
Wow.
So we would advise customers to reconsider their travel plans tonight.
Yeah, because that's a bit late to be setting off on a long trip anyway. Okay, what about elsewhere? How is traffic looking in your patch?
Traffic is looking pretty awful, actually, heading out of Auckland in both directions. I think the long weekend, together with the weather at the moment, is causing massive delays heading north and south. On saying that, if you're heading north out of Auckland, the journey up to Wellsford at the moment is fairly constant and in line with a normal Friday journey. So it's about an hour and 10 to an hour and 15 to head up there, and that's consistent with both Fridays. And the alternate route north on State Highway 16 is only about a 4-minute saving. So they're fairly reasonable in terms
neck
of
and neck.
Usual journeys. Yeah.
What about south if you're not turning off for the Coromandel? How's it looking?
South, if you're not turning off to the Coromandel, it's actually looking pretty good down to Tauranga at the moment and Waihi. When I say looking pretty good, it's busy. And as long as people can drive to the conditions and be patient, that's the key here. We just don't want to lose more lives unnecessarily.
You mentioned the weather there, so it's not looking too flash, at least for tomorrow. So is that going to add to some of the issues that we're seeing out there already?
Absolutely. People do tend to be a little more cautious when it's wet, which is great, but people also tend to become impatient. So we really want people to drive at the speed for the conditions, but actually allow more time for your journey because it is going to take longer.
Hey, really appreciate you joining us this evening. That's Ruapani, who is Transport Agency's Auckland Operations Manager. And as she was saying there has been an accident, State Highway 25, heading up the east coast of the Coromandel. And Rua was telling us that that's potentially going to be closed until 11 o'clock this evening. So if you don't have to go that way, don't go until tomorrow. Heading north out of Auckland, she was saying that the trip to Wellsford is around an hour 10, an hour 15, which is like a normal, pretty heavy traffic Auckland departure. Heading south, not bad if you're going to Waihi or Tauranga, she said, but weather conditions quite bad, so be careful. And if you don't have to travel, don't do it.